No, not a celebrity, just a regular person. Yeah. Hi guys, sorry I'm so red now. Thank God I'm dark, so you can't see.
You're blushing.
I am blushing. Thank you so much. I wouldn't have my businesses if people like you aren't supporting small businesses. I really am one of those like mom and pop shops. Thank you so much. If you have been to my restaurant, thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm doing a Pancit Bihon, which is rice stick noodles, usually with all sorts of meat, but today we're vegan, so every day we're vegan. So we're gonna use our veggies, and I think that we have to they still have to flavor meat to make it tasty, right? So you really don't need it. You just need vegetables and the right kind of seasoning. So this recipe is so easy. It's not even funny. I'm probably gonna be done in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But we do have lots of samples, so wow, there's a lot of you here today. I'm nervous. So I'm gonna turn my stove on, and feel free to ask questions. There's gonna be a lot of kind of waiting time, so if you want to ask about business or whatever. Yes?
How did you start your business?
How did I start my business? So food has always been my passion before I even went vegan. So I was a caterer, I was personal chef, I was doing a lot of things, and then I also had a coffee shop in 2010. So food has always been in my life, and I really never did it full time because I was nervous. I wanted a real paycheck every day, and I didn't want to risk it. I had a family, So basically, I was forced to do it full time when I got laid off from my 10-year job, which was awesome because I had a 6-month severance, and I decided if I can start my business in 6 months and really start it up, since I was paid for 6 months without working, why not, right? So I was able to do it. This is just avocado oil, guys. I was able to do it, and then surprisingly, within a month or two, I was killing it in the non-vegan catering world. This garlic and onion. And so before 6 months, I was able to launch my business, and yeah, just how it started. And then I think I've always had an entrepreneur spirit because my dad is a businessman, so I think it's in the blood, It's kind of like a thing where if you're not doing it, you feel dead. That's kind of what I am. So I have the onions, garlic here. This is the good thing about this recipe is you can use any vegetables that you have that are, calling your name from the fridge. I'm rotting, Please use me, So for me, it's very simple. It's cabbage, it's bok choy, it's carrots and celery. I'm not a fan of celery, but, we'll use it anyway. So I had some left, So I'll have the carrots and celery because they're kind of hard vegetables, so I like to cook them first. So I'm just going to stir fry until they're kind of soft, and then I'll add the rest later. Any other questions?
Did you own Nick's?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All 3 of them, yeah. The pandemic, shut us down, and I think it was good for me in many ways, and one is because Nick's was a guy that I bought the first restaurant from.
Okay.
So no one really knew who he was, and everyone would say, "Are you Nick? Are you Nick?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." So I was kind of hiding from the curtain of Nick's, but it was all my recipes, and so I was kind of like, because I'm shy. I know it doesn't show, but I'm super shy, and so I didn't really want to put myself out there. And then finally, when the pandemic happened, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to emerge from that and really be fearless and come out as myself and not be afraid. And so here I am.
But when you started the restaurant, you started vegan?
Yeah, because I wasn't vegan when I bought Nick's. And then as soon as I bought Nick's, I turned vegan, which is the worst thing it's the worst thing for me because I couldn't eat anything at my restaurant, and I had to buy all these meats that I was really, anyway. So there's two kinds of stories there's 2 stories why I didn't change the name Nick's. I stayed as Nick's. because number one, there's two stories. One is I didn't want to change the name because for legality, so I didn't want to like do paperwork, so I just wanted to open up as Nick's. The second story is that Nick hated vegans. the person that actually sold me the restaurant, Nick himself hated vegans. He hated them. So my philosophy was I'm gonna change the minds of people like Nick, who hates vegan, to try my food and turn them vegan. So that's my cool story, Yeah, so that's that.
Oh, that's the little part I didn't see.
That's right. That is the part that I don't talk about.
You were very diplomatic in your interview.
Of course. So these are rice stick noodles. You can buy these. They come in big, small, whatever. I like the small ones. They're easier to make. So I know this is probably against religion to cut them, but it's probably easier. I'm gonna put them in the pan directly, and then I'm gonna add water. If I can open it. Got it. So basically we're just cooking the noodles down. So after this gets soft, then that's when we add the seasoning. Yeah, shouldn't take long. Any other interesting questions? Yes and no. So there's a lot of talks about people wanting to open Chef Reina in New York and LA and all these places. I don't want to run a restaurant anymore. It's the hardest business. I do not recommend it to anybody, not even to my enemies.
Not even to Nick.
Not even to Nick himself. Even if he comes out of retirement, But no, it's a hard business. So if I would only do it if someone will actually do it and just run with my concepts. But at this time, yes and no. That's the question. Brisbane, California, so right by the airport. So it's a little town called Brisbane. So very cute. Love it.
Nice park.
Yeah, nice park. Yes.
What's your favorite thing on your menu?
Tocino. Always. Yeah. Tocino is basically the most Reina dish, I think. It's sweet and salty. Sweet and salty. No, tocino is like a mock pork. So it's a good mix of sweet, sour, salty, and everything else.
What inspired you to go vegan?
It wasn't an inspiration. It was more of like a necessity. It was health reasons. My daughter had skin issues, and she was vegetarian. So I was wondering why she had those issues. And as soon as I took her off dairy, it went away. And so then I went into the rabbit hole of watching videos. And then I just went into it. And then next thing I know, I'm like animal cruelty and all these things. And so overnight, I went vegan. It wasn't even a transition. It was like an awakening and a decision I made immediately. And I've never turned back since. And I'm happy I haven't. Yeah. And I'm telling since 2016, so I'll tell you, I was a pork-eating Filipina. I mean, pork was life for me. And so this, for me, my mom thinks is a miracle that, that would actually happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, because her office mates are Filipinos, she's Mexican, and they can't believe that she knows somebody who's vegan.
Ooh.
So there are no vegan Filipinos. That's an oxymoron.
So she read the article. I have been called that for sure. So I have a vegetarian stir fry sauce. You can find this at an Asian supermarket. If you can't find it, you can also use hoisin sauce, except it'll be a little sweet. So this is the best one so far. So I would just put a little bit, and then add it in. So any more questions?
So when you had this, and you were still cooking meat.
I had cook, so when I bought the place, the cook came with it, which is great, awesome, so I didn't have to do it, But yeah, I definitely had a hard time. I tried putting a vegan menu there, but no one really came because it's a different clientele. Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, the fact that I had to buy meat was like it broke my heart every time. Yeah, for sure. I did in 2017, yes. So a year later, after I bought the restaurant, yeah. I'm adding cabbage. You don't have to. You can add spinach too. You know, whatever veggies you like. Kale. Well, I was a caterer and I needed a kitchen. So, and this couple that I used to go to the restaurant all the time before I went vegan, they came to me and they're like, "Oh, you're a caterer. Do you wanna buy a restaurant?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I dove my entire 401k and bought the restaurant like a crazy person. I don't recommend that. I have like liquid seasoning. I don't know if you want to put that on. If you do, you can. You don't have to. I like it 'cause it's tasty. Yeah, it's very much like it's more like tastes more like cocoa amino. Yeah, coconut amino. Yeah.
What is that homemade liquid seasoning?
No, it's store-bought. Yeah. You can buy it at Whole Foods or Sprouts. I'm gonna add the bok choy now. It's funny because when I ask people on Instagram questions, they're more bold over there than they are in real life. Huh? Yes. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, who are these people? Mostly questions about my dating life, which is not really non-existent. Like, I have no time. So anyway, we're in Brisbane. It's like 2 exits before the airport. Yeah. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Thank you. It's almost done. I'm actually done. I'm just waiting for the vegetables to cook right now.
Obviously, you don't have to share the recipe, but the ribs you were selling today, what did you put in there? I mean, there's probably some seitan, different things.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I just changed that recipe recently to have like more stringiness and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely jackfruit in there. There's seitan. I changed it to tahini instead of peanut butter because of the allergies, you know. So that's probably why it tastes better. So
It's really good.
thank you. I'm glad you like it. So this is pretty much done, guys. I mean, and then we eat this with lemon. Yeah. So it feels so fast. I feel like I have an hour, but I only did 15 minutes. Because when you're cooking, you shouldn't be. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Because when I cook, sometimes I cook for 3 days. So, yeah. But when you're like cooking and you're a mom, you're busy mom, busy dad, you don't have time. You're just like, you just want something fast. This would be a good dish for that.
So everybody in your family is vegan.
And pretty much, I mean, when they're with me, for sure. They can't eat meat in my house, so.
Are your children what?
Yeah, so my children are 18, 15, and 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
They're half and half.
Time
No,
changing, or they just
no, they know the rules. They can't have meat in my house. They can't cook meat in my house, so. Yeah, definitely. So, anything else? Any other questions? Oh, so this was an ad that was offered to me during the pandemic, and it was one of those ads where it's like, oh, it's really cheap because COVID, no one's doing ads. So they're like, okay, if you just give us like X amount of money, we'll put you all over the bar. And I'm like, oh my God, seriously? And then for only like 3 months, I was like, huh, okay, that's interesting. So I gave them the money and they said, okay, we'll take it off in 3 months as soon as somebody else thing. But I guess no one's doing ads ever. So I've been there for 2 years. So I'm like, yes! I was like, so cheap. It was like nothing. I was like, nothing. So the guy that actually contacted me was like, Reina, you're still over there. You're still killing it. I'm like, thank God. So yeah, I was lucky. That was lucky. Yeah. But so now if you do it, it's probably so much money. I probably can't afford it, but yeah, I got super. What's that?
Roughly how much was
It was for like $500 maybe. But I'm all but I'm all the way to Fremont, I think. Fremont to like further than airport, I think. So I'm like from there to there. Like I'm literally everywhere. Even my children's classmates are like, oh my God, your mom is at the bar. And I'm like, they're sending photos of me, when they're at the bar. And I'm like, oh my God. So no, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just on a billboard. That's all. Nothing special, Oh, I really am not. Ask Armando. He's one of our regulars at the restaurant. He knows I'm just regular. But yeah, samples are coming. There should be lemon with your